Mack Truck, aka your worst nightmare. Mack Truck, aka your worst nightmare. Mack Truck, aka your worst nightmare. Mack Truck, Mack Truck, Mack Truck.
Ladies and gentlemen.
Good morning, good afternoon, rather. Listen, we're here. We're here. Thank you for joining us. I'm sorry that I am late. Had to do mom things today, but we're here. We're getting it together. We are live here, Mack Truck in the Morning, the Mack Truck podcast with you this afternoon. My name is Mack Truck. Thank you for joining me here. We're live, hanging out, all the things. Got a short docket for you today. Lots of details. We are going to go just past the 2:00 hour. So I would appreciate it if you guys could be in here, all of the things, getting it shared out here on both sides. Thank you for joining me. Hello. Hi. I'm sorry again that I'm late. Like I said, I had to do mom things, had a teacher's visit with my daughter's teachers. She starts school on Thursday. Some schools here up in Michigan start a little bit later than others, but we're here. We're talking sports. And we're about to do the damn thing. So let's get it started. Again, presented to you by the Underknown Network, as well as you, the people, the folks here on both sides of the stratosphere. Try to get some people in here. And I appreciate you all for joining me this morning, this afternoon, no matter where you are. Like I said, we're here. We're hanging out. And we are about to do the thing. As soon as I get this ready to go, we're out here. Perfect. Oh, my goodness. It's been a morning. I'll tell you that. It's been a good morning, though. Good morning. Hello, Mr. Steve. Welcome in. Thank you for joining us here this morning. So like I said, today we just got a short docket for you. Lots of details, though. Going to go through some WNBA as well. WNBA news and notes, records by Angel Reese, playoff brackets, all of the things. Then we're scooting over into the Little League World Series spectrum of things in terms of the new brackets for the U.S. bracket and the 10 international teams as well. Going to go over that. And then we're also going to go over the interesting controversy that is the Cleveland Browns quarterback situation, which is really interesting to me. I really don't think the Cleveland Browns know what they're doing. I'm not real sure how all this is going to go about. I'm not really sure what's going on. Like, I don't even know if the Browns know if they really want to start Deshaun Watson. Like, obviously he's been named the week 1 starter, and notice that it says week 1 starter, not the, not in its entirety, specifically just week 1. So we're going to hop into that. Like I said, going to hop into some details about the WNBA. Going to hop into details about the Alabama team for the Little League World Series and how they were able to come back. We got all kinds of stuff to talk about here. Like I said, I appreciate you guys for joining me. So let's get into it. Let's do it. Listen, this portion of the show is presented to you by the Underknown Network. Make sure you're liking, sharing, subscribing, all things Underknown, as well as a Mack Truck podcast. We just uploaded yesterday's episode later last night, so it's now available for playback. Good morning, executive producer. Good afternoon. How are we doing? Thank you for the heart, me, sir. I appreciate it. Getting a little bit of a late start. I had to do some mom things today. So my baby starts school, like I said, on Thursday. So I had a home visit, all the things. Had to do some stuff for the wifey. So got all that taken care of. All the things. So like I said, we're gonna go just over the 2:00 hour. But we're gonna start right now here with the WNBA. So here's the thing. Okay, obviously WNBA playoffs is very shortly getting underway, but we still do have some regular season matchups to talk about as well. Starting with last night's interesting upset. And I say interesting because both the Minnesota Lynx and the Golden State Valkyries are both obviously in those top 1 and 2 spots, obviously have already clinched their playoff berths, all the things. But the Golden State Valkyries get it done in the Target Center. They beat the home team Minnesota Lynx 80-66. Golden State went into Minnesota again, handed the Lynx their 8th loss of the season, so they are now 29-8 or 30-8, I do believe, in terms of their record. Cecilia Zendaleski led the Golden State Warriors with 18 points, while Natasha Howard had 13 for the Minnesota Lynx in its entirety. Thank you guys for joining me. I appreciate it. Go ahead and tap the screen, like it, share it out, all the things. Let's get some people here and talk some sports for just a little bit here. And I appreciate you guys for joining me here on the Mac Truck in the Morning-ish show. Moving back into basketball, the loss that Minnesota got yesterday snapped a six-game winning streak that they had. So they are now 31-8, 31-8 on the record for the Minnesota Lynx. Winning that streak is over with. Again, Golden State improves to 26-11. You can find this information at WNBA.com as well as ESPN.com and anywhere else you get your sporting digestion. In terms of sports information, all of the things. The Atlanta Dream grabbed this one in Atlanta, 78-71. And listen, Angel Reese is out here making history, y'all. Angel Reese is doing it. Angel Reese is listen, like I've said before, ever since Angel Reese decided to make the jump for her career by asking for a trade from the Chicago Sky to anywhere else but the Chicago Sky in terms of, and I don't know if it was coaching, I don't know if it was just team morale, I don't know if she just felt like she wasn't she wasn't she wasn't being fed the ball. I don't know what those reasonings were, but the fact that she has been able to research her career and essentially restart her career and move her career over to Atlanta with Brianna Jones, with Jordan Canada, with Ryan Howard. Okay. Those types of things. Listen, me bounds equal history. And listen, and I don't know if the network is out here trolling or if we're being for real. I think we're being for real, but I don't know. Either way, me bounds, her bounds, AR bounds, Atlanta bounds. Angel Reese out here making history. Okay. Like I said, Angel Reese grabbed a WNBA record of 26 rebounds, breaking Shamika Holdsclaw's previous record for 24 set in 2003. Okay. Also, Angel Reese also broke the WNBA single season rebounding record, finishing the game with 458 rebounds on the season. A little bit of both. She was like 4 for 14. Yeah, that's fair. Yeah, she did not shoot very well last night. She was 4 for 14 and 8 for 12 from the threes, I believe. Either way, she made history. And like I said, she's not everybody's cup of tea. Angel Reese is not everybody's cup of tea. Just like Paige, just like Kaylin, just like Asia. Like everybody has their favorite players, favorite types of player, types of things. But Angel Reese is doing the damn thing. There's not one thing that you could take away from her in terms of her becoming a better basketball player. And I feel like that is what she has done now here in year 3. And I think with this season, after this season, depending on how far the Atlanta Dream go, I fully expect the WNBA front office in terms of the Atlanta Dream to somehow increase that contract that she signed. So I'm excited to see. Either way, Angel Reese finished the night with 11 points, 26 rebounds, and has her 27th double-double of the season. Like I said, Atlanta won 78-71 and completed a perfect 4-0 West Coast road trip, which is insanity. Come on, West Coast road trip. Come on, out here. Listen, we love to see it. Okay, like I said, there'll be very little, if any at all, Angel Reese slander. Can't do it. Either way, I say I appreciate you guys for joining me. Go ahead and tap the screen, share it out. Let's get some people in here. Like I said, we're going to go just past the 2 o'clock hour here because we did get a late start here on the Mac Truck in the Morning show, the Mac Truck podcast, if you will. Again, presented to you by the Underknown Network. Back to basketball. Alicia Gray led the Atlanta Dream with 20 points. Ryan Howard also added 18, and Naz Hellman scored 12 in that win over the LA Sparks, 78-71. Like I said and just stated before, Nneka Ogwumike led the Los Angeles Sparks with 27 points and 16 rebounds. Atlanta also improves to 25-3 and moves within a half a game of third place. You could also find this information at Reuters.com as well. And also, let's remember, this came just 2 nights after Angel Reese dropped a career high of 31 points. 31 points, 14 rebounds against the Phoenix Mercury to help Atlanta get that playoff spot clinched up. And you can find that information on abcnews.com. So currently, the WNBA playoff picture, as it is, as I'm speaking to you right now here on the show, even with the loss last night, Minnesota Lynx still in that very first top number 1 spot, 31-8. They have clinched their ticket to the playoffs. Golden State Valkyries at number 2, 26-11. They have also clinched their playoff spot as it stands. Vegas Aces, third place, 26-13, have clinched. The Atlanta Dreamer, number 4, at 25-13, have clinched. The Indiana Fever are at number 5 at 25-14. They have clinched. The New York Liberty are number 6. At 23-15, they have clinched. The Washington Mystics have also clinched their playoff spot at a 22-15 record, which is great to see. Dallas Wings right now in that number 8 spot, still in the playoff hunt at 22-16, and the Portland Fire round out the top 9 at 15-22, also in the playoff hunt for the top 9 teams for playoffs. Thank you guys for joining me. I appreciate it. Thank you for tapping the screen. FLG, I see you. Duck Daddy, I see you. Thank you guys for joining me. Go ahead and tap the screen. All the things. I appreciate you guys for joining me here on the Mac Truck in the Morning show. Mac Truck in the Morning-ish. Let's get some goals up here. Let's see if we can hit some of these goals and still continue to talk sports in its entirety. Like I said, right now we're going through our rundown of the WNBA from last night. And like I said, Angel Reese is out here. Angel Reese is out here making records. We've got playoff spots being clinched. We've had a loss from the very rare loss in terms of the Minnesota Lynx. So we're out here talking sports. Currently, Dallas holds the 8th spot and final playoff spot in the position, with Portland trying to make a late push. I don't know how this is going to work. If Portland can somehow find a way to just to just get hot and stay hot within the last couple weeks of regular season, I think they can get up there in that 8th spot. But Dallas also still has Erika Gumwall. They still have JJ Sullivan. Obviously, they still have Paige Beckers. Okay, you don't have AZ Fudd, so you don't have that reassurance on your back corners in terms of your front corner self. So either way, playoff mix as far as everybody that's clinched, it's been solidified who's getting into the playoffs in terms of that, who's not. You still have those 8 and 9 spots that are still being looked at, but just kind of go through everything right now. Quick players to watch. Obviously, Kelsey Mitchell from the Indiana Fever scored 37 points against Dallas, extending her streak of 20-point games into a WNBA record of 23 games straight right now. Kelsey Mitchell and Caitlin Clark also have combined for 18 games this season, which both players have scored at least 20 points, which is another WNBA record for teammates in its entirety, which is crazy. Obviously, quick up again. Angel Reese from the Atlanta Dream. Angel Reese is putting together one of the most impressive stretches of her young career. Again, also being in her 3rd season, just like Paige and Caitlin and all the things. I don't have any insight on parlays quite yet. Ironically enough, during this basketball season, I haven't done a lot of sports betting. I do more of the sports betting and parlays during college and NFL season, and like when boxing and UFC is super hot. However, I am very much going to reconsider doing that during the playoffs. So once the playoffs happen for the WNBA, I will be kind of going through the what good parlays could be out there for playoffs, that type of thing. So I like to do short legs if I do any. I'm not a huge parlay person. The actual person to ask for that, FLG, is the executive producer for our network, if you will. Thank you, brother, for the daily heart me. I appreciate you for joining me here. Back to basketball, though. Talking here on the Mac Truck in the Morning-ish podcast, Mac Truck in the Morning show, if you will. Like I said, Angel Reese yesterday broke both the single game WNBA rebound record and the single season rebound record with 26 rebounds and her 27th double-double this season. Obviously, that's a story we absolutely have to keep a watch on, especially going into the playoffs between her record, Kelsey Mitchell's record, the team duo record, and Caitlin Clark and Kelsey Mitchell. We got a lot to talk about there. So here's a different topic for the WNBA. And if you're still joining me, I appreciate it. Like I said, just going to go past the 2:00 hour here. It's about 1:13 Eastern Standard Time in Michigan here. And I appreciate you guys for joining me. Go ahead and tap the screen. Let's get some of those gift goals up here on the TikTok sphere. Got a goal of 100 roses just today because I'm pretty sure the gift gal is good to go, but feel free to send anything. Thank you for the follow refresh. I appreciate it, brother. So here's the thing. In terms of, and I don't want to call it a controversy, but I suppose it's a controversy, depending on how you want to look at it. So DeWanna Bonner, for those of you who know, obviously, very storied individual in the WNBA, very good career, has rings, has accolades, all the things. Thank you, brother, for all of those. I appreciate you so much. DeWanna Bonner and the Phoenix Mercury have agreed to a contract buyout. This is something that's been one of a kind. This is something, contract buyouts aren't new, but the timing of this specific contract buyout is interesting to me because like I said, it's the timing, and there's so many nuances that go with this conversation. So DeWanna Bonner and the Phoenix Mercury again have agreed to a contract buyout. Bonner is now a free agent and eligible to pursue on with any opportunity with a playoff contender. My problem right there is how you gonna buy out her contract, obviously knowing that the Phoenix Mercury are not in playoff contention. They did get eliminated over this weekend. So they got eliminated over this weekend. Thank you, brother, for the roses. I appreciate you so much. So they get eliminated this playoff season. To get into the playoffs, all the things. They had a little bit of a rocky start, rocky season in its entirety. So you buy out her contract because you're obviously knowing that other teams may potentially need another 5. That is absolutely a thing. That's a thing. What I don't quite understand is if you were thinking about having them buy your contract out, why didn't you do it in the middle, or why didn't you do it closer to knowing that you guys were not going to be in playoff contention? I just think it's a little fishy, but either way, I completely understand it. Here is the rest of everything. So like I said, this is a significant move because we're all talking about, obviously, a 6-time WNBA All-Star, 2-time WNBA champion, one of the most accomplished veterans of her generation. Obviously, we know how storied her career has been. DeWanna Bonner is 39 years old and has spent 17 seasons in the WNBA. This is also reportedly her last season, so I do understand it on that front. She originally entered the league in 2009 after being selected 5th overall by the Phoenix Mercury. Now Phoenix is out of the playoff picture again, and the organization has given Bonner the opportunity to choose try to chase another championship. So here's the numbers so far. So through 37 games this season, DeWanna Bonner is averaging about 10.5 points, 10.6 per game, about 6 rebounds at 6.1 per game, and just over 1 steal. With 1.2 steals per game. Finished her Phoenix Mercury tenure with her final game coming just a couple nights ago on the 22nd against Atlanta. In that game, she did finish with 12 points, 9 rebounds, and 3 assists. She also shot 4 for 9 from the field and went 4 for 4 from the free throw line in the loss, in that 10-point loss to the Atlanta Dream, 99-89. Why this matters? So it's not just simply about being a veteran and buying out a contract. It's her trying to chase another ring before she calls it quits on her career. And I completely understand that. I completely get that concept of it all. I absolutely do. And I think the other thing with all this is that there are teams that have injuries. And ironically enough, myself and the boss man, shout out Evan Thunder Bradfield, obviously shout out the network, shout out J Flow, shout out J Mac, all the things, FLG on the map, everything with the network. We were having a conversation. In fact, he tagged me in a video on TikTok last night, and I looked at it. I'm like, okay, I forgot. So here's the other interesting part about this. So a couple nights ago, guard combo, guard 3-4-5 combo, Nalissa Smith got hurt. So far, we still don't know the extent of the injury for Nalissa Smith. Okay. Nalissa Smith gets injured. Obviously, it's going to take time away from her getting those minutes going into playoffs, depending on how bad the injury is. Now, the interesting part about this is now with DeWanna Bonner being a free agent, obviously to any team that she goes to that is in championship contention, she obviously brings size, the playoff experience, the championship experience, obviously the versatility, scoring ability, all the things that you have to be a basketball player, right? So the other thing with this is the Phoenix Mercury general manager, Nick Uren, said that the organization wanted to give Bonner an opportunity to chase a championship with potentially what could be her final postseason opportunity. And that's the biggest storyline here is it wasn't just DeWanna Bonner being like, oh, I want to go chase a ring. Like, when you have devoted so much time to a team, into an organization, there's things like that you just respect as an organization. She's brought you championships. She's brought you exposure. She's helped build the team to what it is now. So, knowing that DeWanna Bonner has a goal of trying to get to another championship is essentially what she's doing. And that's what I love to see. That's what I love to hear. I love the fact that it was a mutual thing and it wasn't just her trying to get out and wanting to be greedy. Like, she wants to go help another team. She now has that ability to do that. So my thing is a lot of people are saying that she could end up going to the Vegas Aces. I have 3 things wrong with that. And not so much 3, more or less like 2.5. 1, the Las Vegas Aces do not need another 5. That is the last thing they need. They do not need another 5. They have this super cool individual who's the best player in the WNBA named A'ja Wilson. Now, I could see them adding her to give A'ja Wilson a break, get her some rest, all the things. But DeWanna Bonner is a starter. So ain't no way you starting 2 5s. Ain't no way in hell you starting 2 5s unless the other way I see this happening. And I roll my eyes because if anybody knows me, y'all know how much beef I have with Kristen Bell. Okay. I could see Becky Hammon in the front office for the Vegas Aces activating Kristen Bell, which is what they did last year when somebody got hurt. And I say this with like eye rolling, like with the eye rolls and all the things. Because what has Kristen Bell done to keep all the team outside of what she did last year? I don't understand. It makes 0 sense to me whatsoever. What has Kristen Bell done to warrant taking up space on a team? It doesn't make any sense to me. What has she done? Like, and I'm not saying that she's not a good player, because she's obviously she's good enough to be still on the Vegas Aces. She's good enough to be on our roster. When she plays, she does produce a little bit for the most part. But I feel like every single time that I watch an Aces game or I watch a WNBA game or there's highlights, Kristen Bell is doing nothing but sitting on the back of the bench. She's not even dressed. It drives me insane. Either way, that's my little rant. I could see them being the front office of the Vegas Aces activating Kristen Bell. And in that case, I could see the starting 5 for the Aces going. I could see it being Chelsea Gray, Jackie Young, Jewel Lloyd at the 3. I could see them putting DeWanna Bonner at the 4 and keeping A'ja Wilson at the 5, or flipping the 2, having A'ja at the 4 and DeWanna at the 5. I could see that happening. I could also see them having Kristen Bell rotate in those first 3 positions if she wasn't already coming off of the bench or in another rotation. Either way, there's so many ways we can look at this entire thing with the rotations and the other teams that she could end up. I could also see DeWanna Bonner ending up with a team like Portland. Portland needs another big. She could be down there with Megan Gustafson DeLeo. She could be down there with a lot of the other players, and unfortunately they're blanking to my head, so I do apologize. But there are places. My only gripe with DeWanna Bonner doing this is last season, we all know that she signed a 1-year contract with the Indiana Fever. Okay. What about Golden State? I could see her going to Golden State. I don't think I could see her going to Golden State as much as I could see her going to some of the other places. But I could definitely see her going to Golden State, especially because Golden State doesn't have Mo Billings. Mo Billings now plays for the Indiana Fever, and they have Veronica Burton down there, but they do need another big body down on the block. So I could see that happening. That could be an interesting combination as well. Either way, my only gripe in terms of DeWanna Bonner and the mutual buyout between her and the Phoenix Mercury is that she didn't fulfill her contract that she had set, that she fought so hard to get to go to Indiana or to just leave and go to another team. She did not fulfill that contract. In fact, when she figured out that she wasn't going to be the starting five is when everything started to happen. Like, you should have known coming in that you were probably going to be the starting four, even if Natasha Howard wasn't there. Natasha Howard was there. Last year's lineup was Kelsey Mitchell, Caitlin Clark, Lexi Hall, Aaliyah Boston, and Natasha Howard for the most part in terms of the starting five. They also had a system where it was those same four, and switching out Natasha Howard and DeWanna Bonner. But DeWanna Bonner was not going to be the solidified starter at that 4-5 post position, and she didn't like it. So a lot of things ensued. She essentially did not fulfill her contract and went back to Phoenix. And for all that, if you just wanted Phoenix to pay you more money or if you wanted to ask for money, you should have just did that in the first place. You were able enough to do that. That's what I'm saying is, like, you've had enough tenure there to do that. But the fact that you didn't fulfill your contract in Indiana and you went back to Phoenix, and obviously a lot of that is also personal reasons too. I don't want anybody to get it twisted, anything like that. But a fact of the matter is I think it's a great thing that she wants to try to go on another championship run before she potentially calls it quits after this season. I just don't really necessarily like the fact that she wasn't able to fulfill her contract. Like, that's my thing, is like, you weren't able to fulfill your contract when you signed a free agency with the Indiana Fever, and I don't know what kind of look that's going to give other championship teams, but there are teams that need a big. So I could see it happening. I mean, I'm not saying that it's not going to happen, because I think about 87, 86, 89%, closer to 90% than not, that she's going to get signed somewhere. It's just where. I'm not sure. Either way, we're moving on, transitioning here into the next topic. But before we do so, we got to give the shout out to the main sponsor and founding member of the Mack Truck Show, the official merchant sponsor of the show, In My Bag Apparel and Customs, by no one other than Evan Thunder Bradfield, also the executive producer of the Underknown Network and partial executive producer of the Mack Truck Pod, Mack Truck in the Morning Show. Right now, when you head over to inmybag.bigcartel.com or check out the Mack Truck collection on the website and the TikTok shop and grab some gear with the newest edition, and the lineup being the Underknown University that dropped yesterday. Okay. Just dropped yesterday, along with obviously still the great lines that we've already aforementioned in terms of West Coast Legends, Bulls Dynasty, and Ring Me. Plenty more coming your way in terms of everything with the squad, with the gear, everything In My Bag Apparel and Customs. Like I said, right now, head over to inmybag.bigcartel.com. Check out the TikTok shop as well. Grab your gear. Use the code word TRUCK, TRUCK. And show everybody that you're part of the Mack Truck family. Show everybody that you are on board with the Underknown Network as well as the In My Bag Apparel group. Listen, you got to rep the brand. Today, we're not. Everything is being washed, including Wild Willie. Kind of upset about it. It's okay. I was looking forward to wearing that, but we wear it tomorrow or the rest of the week. Either way, make sure you go over to inmybag.bigcartel.com or the TikTok shop. Use the code word truck for 15% off your entire first order. We're here. It's the Mack Truck Pod. We're talking sports, talking culture, your talk, my talk, all the culture. Make sure you represent. Back to the show. We're getting into the Little League World Series here. Like I said, I appreciate you guys for joining me here on the Mack Truck Show. Just about 1:30 here in the afternoon on a beautiful Tuesday, midday here. And we got our first Dirty Dr. Pepper of the week. First Dirty Dr. Pepper of the week. I love it. You love it. So good. So good. And also, random sidebar. I have frosted sugar cookie cold foam, and it's not even Christmas time yet. It's not even holiday time yet. But listen, this thing is so good. It's so good. It's so good. I can't get over it. It's so good. Either way, we're here talking sports. We're getting everything together. Talking Little League World Series. If y'all have not tuned into the Little League World Series, I don't know what y'all are doing out here. I don't know what we're doing. I don't know what you're doing with your free time outside of just not picking up the fact that this is a great time to be a sports fan, a good time to be a fan of youth sports, especially because I'm such an advocate for sports. I'm also such an advocate for keeping kids active, and I love when the Little League Softball World Series and the Little League Baseball World Series is on. Like, it's a great way to end the summer. It's a great way to showcase all the hard work that these kids have been doing, this entire baseball season, softball season up until now. So we're headed over to Williamsport, Pennsylvania. Again, the Little League World Series is heating up. We're getting closer to finding out who's going to play for the championship. 2026 Little League World Series features 20 teams, 10 from the United States and 10 from the international teams. Just so you guys know, in case you did not, it is a 20-team bracket, 10 from the U.S., 10 from the international leagues. The tournament runs through the 30th of August. You can find this at littleleaguebaseball.com as well as ESPN.com and anywhere you get your sporting ingestion in terms of information and all the things. Now, right now, the one team everybody has their eyes on, ironically enough, is from my home state of Iowa, Davenport Northwest Little League. Okay, we're going to talk about them and the two crazy, insane pitchers that they have on this team. And the one kid I have literally kind of attached myself to, it just in a good way, nothing crazy, just because the way he plays the game and how much he just does not care what people think about him is what I'm talking about. I love to see it. Either way, Monday's scores for the international bracket. Canada beats Panama in 7 innings, 3-2. Canada scored all 3 of its runs in the 7th inning and was held on to eliminate Panama. Panama has been very dominant in this tournament up until last night. Moving on, Japan versus Europe, Africa. Japan wins 3-2. Japan survived a close elimination game and moved on into the United States brackets here. Great Lakes versus the Southwest. The Great Lakes get this one done. Hamilton, Ohio eliminate Leon, Texas 6-1. Southeast versus the Mid-Atlantic in a close game. Southeast wins it 6-5. Phoenix City, Alabama, who has another phenom pitcher in themselves with Kenley Ramos. Kenley Ramos has also now tied the pitching strikeout record that was set by Monet Davis back in, I believe, 2014. When Monet Davis was on a Little League World Series team and pitched about 14 or more complete strikeouts during the tournament. So Kenley Ramos and the Phoenix City, Alabama Southeast team come back from a 5-0 deficit and win with a walk-off single in the 7th inning. And I'm here for it. Listen. I love it. I love it. And y'all know me, okay? Y'all know how I do. Obviously, if you know me personally, I've played sports with the boys. Playing with boys don't scare me. It's not a thing. Things like that. I don't get intimidated by boys and men and athletics, all the things. I love to see a girl in a space that's dominated by dudes. And I love to see her out here dominating that space that's dominated by boys and by dudes. So shout out to Kenley Ramos, okay? Let's go. Let's keep it going. Sierra, everybody, welcome in. I thank you guys for joining me here. We're going over our recap of the Little League World Series and about to talk about the two phenoms. Just talked about one in Kenley Ramos for the Phoenix City, Alabama Southeast team. Going to move on into talking about the Davenport Northwest team from Iowa here during our recap. Like I said, all 4 of Monday's Little League games were elimination bracket games as well. So like I said, you could find this information at littleleaguebaseball.com as well. Where the tournament stands in terms of the U.S. bracket right now, the Mountain team is still alive in the winner's bracket at an undefeated 2-0. The Davenport, Iowa Northwest team is 2-1, still alive, headed to a huge matchup against the Mountain team this week. In the Metro itself, they are also 2-1, still alive, but now are facing the elimination bracket. The Great Lakes are 2-1, eliminated the Southwest on Monday and move on into the next phase of the bracket as well. The Southeast survived the Mid-Atlantic and remains alive at 2-1. The Northwest still struggling, facing the elimination bracket here at 1 and 2 Tuesday night tonight against the Southeastern team. The Mid-Atlantic has been eliminated at 0-3. The Southwest has been eliminated at 0-3. New England, surprisingly enough, has also been eliminated at 0-2. The West itself also has been eliminated at 0-2 as well. Moving into the international bracket. Thank you for the follow, Kevin. I appreciate it. Thank you for joining me. Go ahead and grab your daily heart me. Go ahead and message me if you want to talk, collaborate, because I do see that you are a content creator. So I appreciate that. Go ahead and tap the screen. Let's get this number from 116 to 0 or whatever, so we can stay ahead on both sides. I appreciate you guys for joining me here. Moving back into the international bracket for the Little League World Series. International bracket is as follows. Latin America stays unbeaten at 3-0. Curacao is also unbeaten at 2-0. Canada is 2-1, advanced Monday again by eliminating Panama. Japan, who ironically enough has been dominant in a lot of these tournaments every single summer season. Right now they are 2-1, advanced by eliminating Europe, Africa last night. Asia Pacific also same thing. Always very dominant in these Little League World Series tournaments, whether it's Little League Baseball or Little League Softball. Either way, they are 2-1, still alive here. Mexico is 1-2, still alive, facing the elimination bracket as well. Europe, Africa, 0-3 eliminated. Panama, 0-3 eliminated. Australia, 0-2 eliminated. And the Caribbean is 0-2 eliminated as well. The official tournament bracket confirms that the paths, confirms all the paths and all the current records. Again, you can find this at littleleaguebaseball.com. Now, real quick before we move into our last topic here of the day and have our special guest come in and say hi, as she always does. Big shout out, hashtag another thing, DT Major out here, part of the Underknown Network. Make sure you like, tap, share, and subscribe, tap in with him, tap in with everything on our show and our network as well. And huge shout out to the Tara Thomas Agency as well. Huge collab with the Underknown Network as well as On the Map and On the Map Music Reviews. Make sure you're following, liking, sharing, subscribing, all the things. Okay, because you're not going to get all the information and get the know-how until you get here with us on the Underknown Network. That's the only place to find it. Twyla, welcome in. Thank you for joining us. Everybody on the other side, thank you for joining. If you're seeing us on YouTube, Twitch, Discord, Facebook, anything, TikTok stream, the StreamYard itself, we're here talking sports. Finishing up our Little League World Series discussion here, talking about them phenoms in Davenport, Iowa. Okay, and seemingly enough, Iowa, for the past couple seasons, and I want to say about 4 to 5 seasons, they have been building up their exposure in terms of their Little League teams. So right now, the Davenport, Iowa Northwest Little League team is representing the Midwest region, and it's, like I said, it's currently 2-1 and at the World Series. They opened up the tournament by beating California's Sweetwater Valley Little League 1-0 in a combined no-hitter. Also, both these pitchers that I'm about to tell you about have been on fire. One of them is a righty. One of them is a lefty. One of them reminds me of a very young, like CC Sabathia, a very young David Ortiz, Big Papi, if you will. And the other one reminds me of a younger Cody Bellinger without with the pitching added to it. So, talking about it here in just a second. Then came back on Sunday to absolutely dominate Bayonne, New Jersey 6-0. Okay, that was a win especially impressive because Bayonne entered the game on a 15-game winning streak. They had gone 15 games until they ran into the brick wall that is Davenport Northwest. Okay. Davenport Northwest ended it. Cut it completely. Severed it. Blanked them. Nothing. 6-0. Now Iowa's still alive in the winner's bracket. You can find this information at littleleaguebaseball.com as well as yahoosports.com. And listen, Melissa, welcome in. I see everybody here. Go ahead and type the screen. Let's get our daily heartbeats. We're almost out of the show. Got half a topic and one more to talk about. Now, the 2 starting pitchers for the Davenport Northwest Little League team. Okay. Cooper Tyson, number 15. And Anthony Johnson Jr., who is number 22. And we're going to really drive a point with him here in just a second. But Cooper Tyson, okay, he's the lefty. Left-handed pitcher and one of Davenport's biggest weapons. And when I say biggest weapons, like this kid throws heat at 11, 10 years old, just out here throwing heat. And has a 6 sidearm. His sidearm pitching is crazy at such a young age. And I can't wait to see where the rest of this takes him. Now, against the California Thieves through 5 1/4 innings, with no hitters, no nicks, just straight. Struck out 15 batters. Clean. Off the plate. Clean. 15 batters straight. Okay, he also hit in that game, hit the only game's home run, solo shot in the first inning over the left field. Like I said, his performance was what Davenport has been finishing these games with. Again, combined with that no-hitter he just threw as well, facing the California team. Now, obviously, these reached the Little League pitch limit, but has forced him to leave the mound. But the job wasn't finished, obviously, and this is where we get into the phenom that is Anthony Johnson Jr. This kid is a monster. I love Anthony Johnson Jr. He's a bigger kid. And you're always going to have that on some of these teams. You're going to always have a kid or two that's going to be a little bit bigger and a little bit taller. He's very brute, like looks like honestly looks like a baby Ray Lewis, just big and brute, loves baseball. And you can tell he's so passionate about it too. I love to see it. Listen, like I said, you've got Anthony Johnson Jr. He came in against California with the game on the line, struck out the final two batters, also with a complete no-hitter to help complete the no-hitter that Cooper had started. Like I said, Johnson threw 5 and 2/4 innings, allowed 1 hit and 15 strikeouts against the New Jersey shutout 6-0. He also contributed offensively, hitting a 3-1 homer shot in the 6th inning. As a two-way player, these both are very good two-way players at such a young age. It's crazy for me to even sit here and think about. Listen, the pitching is there, the power is there, the speed is there, and obviously the big game confidence when it comes to Little League World Series. And those are the types of things I love to talk about when it comes to covering like youth sports like this. Is like it's not there's no like dramatic storylines outside of the fact that I believe it was the game against Texas that the Iowa team was accused of stealing signs. And in Little League Baseball, it is illegal to steal signs, which is interesting to me. I didn't know that was a thing. I literally had to look at it. I was like, is it really illegal to steal signs? And I'm sitting here like these teams are like so nitpicky about like trying to pick up like cues that like batters on second and batters on first are, obviously if you're trying to get a sign or trying to get ahead of a pitch, you always look to your runner on second to see if they can pick up any tells. And that's for me the thing. Like if you're an athlete and your coaches are coaching, and teaching these players at a younger level to do high level things, what is the issue? Like if your batter or your base runner picks up on a tell from a pitcher or a catcher, I'm going to find a way to relate that to my batter at the plate. Or I'm going to find a way to relate that to my players in the dugout, my coach. I'm going to let my coach like, hey, like this is what I'm seeing from second base. What's up, baby? Okay, you can come back in a minute. My special guest is already in here. So either way, to be accused of sign stealing in Little League Baseball because you're like, and I get it, like you're that obsessed with making sure the game is pure and the game is fair across the board. I totally understand that 100%. However, to just nitpick the fact that one of the kids was pulling up his pants, or one of the kids was fixing the face shield on his helmet from one side, like just moved his helmet, was like adjusting, like, oh, you're stealing signs. That's not quite how that goes, but okay, I guess if that's how we're gonna look at this whole thing, it's rather interesting to me. Either way, they got accused of sign stealing. Obviously, everything was under review. Both teams got a warning. Nothing happened. Nothing came of it. Either way, I love to see it. I love to see that the Iowa team is making a good representation. And on top of that, and like I said, why this Davenport team from Iowa is such a big story right now when it comes to the world of Little League Baseball is because Iowa has never won a Little League World Series championship. They have come dangerously close multiple times, but they have never won a championship in Little League Baseball. Okay. Davenport is now just 2 wins away from reaching the U.S. championship game. 2 wins, which is hard to do. It's hard to win back-to-back, like in a regular season of baseball, let alone in the Little League World Series and going into the championship bracket. It's hard to do that. Okay. Cooper and Anthony both have combined for 44 strikeouts during the Davenport's regional tournament run. And now the team went 4-0 in 4-0 to win the Midwest championship in itself. You can find that at sungazette.com as well. What's next for Davenport Northwest? Okay. Will face Paseo Verde Little League from Henderson, Nevada in the Mountain Region. That game is scheduled for tomorrow night, Wednesday, August 26th at 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, which means I will be at work and I will miss a lot of it, but I will be tuning in during breaks and having the scores right on my phone because y'all know how I do. The winner obviously moves on towards the U.S. Championship. The loser drops into the elimination side of the bracket. Again, you can find this information on LittleLeagueBaseball.com as well as the Sun Gazette, ESPN.com as well, or wherever you get your sporting information. Listen, we got just a couple more points here before we end the show and before I have my little guest come back and say hi to everybody because she loves to do it. Either way, the talking point here is, can Davenport Northwest become the first Iowa team to reach a Little League World Series championship game? Because Davenport East did it in 2000, 26 years ago. 26. I'm 34. For the record, I'll be 35 in January. 26 is crazy. 26 years is crazy. You've got Cooper. You've got AJ Jr. You've got a team that's already beaten California and New Jersey and a lot of the teams in the Boston area, the New England area. People don't understand that teams and athletes from the Midwest also play sports at a high level. Okay. Either way, now they have to start. Now they're staring down Nevada. Okay. And the dream is still alive for Davenport, Iowa. Obviously, I'm pulling for them. Also, definitely pulling for Phoenix City, Alabama, and Kinley Ramos. Again, huge shout out to Kinley Ramos. Out here just throwing bombs, throwing nukes. We love it. Pitching is there. All of the things. Listen, Iowa could make a serious run in Williamsport. They already have started to. I need them to keep the streak alive. Need to see that needs to be a thing. This entire bracket itself, this entire tournament, as far as the 20-team, 10-team from each U.S. and international, is such a good idea. I love how they've spruced it up. They've changed it. The system itself has pretty much stayed the same, but there's more versatility. More teams can enter from multiple areas and in multiple states, multiple locations. It's wonderful. Before we move on into this controversy that is the Cleveland Browns and Deshaun Watson and Shedeur Sanders quarterback controversy, got to give a shout out to the network. As always, like I said, before we move on, make sure you're locked in with the Underknown Network, bringing you sports, conversations, content, pop culture, music culture, and all things underknown. Okay, right now, like I said, follow the Underknown Network everywhere. Discord, Twitch, YouTube, TikTok in itself. Make sure you're following On the Map music reviews, okay? We're following everything with DT Major. Find out what that dude bigs. Obviously, the Mac Truck Show in itself, FLG Game Flow, and Recognized Game that's coming back to you, I believe, this week, if I remember correctly. I do know that we had to reschedule the re-debut of the Recognized Game podcast in itself. But like I said, stay tuned, stay locked in for all of the aspiring artists. If you want your music and material out there, make sure you follow On the Map and get your music to the link in their bio. I don't know if there's any reviews this week. I don't know if there is an On the Map show. I'm still waiting to hear. If the boss man could share that up for me real fast, that would be fantastic. Either way, moving on into the last topic here of the show. And like I said, I appreciate you guys for joining me here on. So, okay, I must have missed it or over. Oh, that's right. I lied. 8:27. Okay. 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, I believe. 7 a.m. is On the Map. Make sure you tune in, like, share, and subscribe. All things On the Map. Make sure you tune in for the 7 a.m. content and interview. We're here for it. Like I said, I realized that was in the text messages on the show phone, and I'm on the show phone, so I had to switch over and look. So I appreciate you guys for sharing that up for me. But let's get into it. Okay. and I'm sighing. I'm sighing with this because, and I wish Alfonso was in here because he's the one who kind of brought the rest of this to my attention. Is obviously we know the Cleveland team, the Cleveland Browns, the Dog Pound. I'm guessing we'll be live on this new Hey, listen. Guess who will be live on the new 2K? Listen. Come on. See, I'm telling you, y'all gotta follow the network because we out here. We out here doing. Listen. Y'all need to tune in with us. Y'all need to tap in with On the Map. Y'all need to tap in with the Under No Network. Okay, that's all I need to tell you. Either way, we're here, getting it together, talking. We're talking all things Cleveland Browns in this quarterback controversy, if you will. So obviously, the Cleveland Browns have named Deshaun Watson the starting quarterback for Week 1. Okay. Here's my issue with it. Not that I don't think Deshaun Watson is a good quarterback, because obviously prior to him getting hurt, Deshaun Watson was that dude. If the Browns could somehow pull out vintage Deshaun Watson, like Texans Deshaun Watson, Clemson Deshaun Watson, this might work. But I feel like the only reason they named him, outside of the fact that he may have just performed better during training camp, there's also that side of this whole thing too. But you as the Cleveland Browns organization, okay, has paid this man year after year. He tore his Achilles, got, healed up from that, tried to come back, then tore his ACL last season, got hurt, had to come back from that. You insert and draft Shedeur Sanders, insert and draft Dylan Gabriel. Dylan Gabriel right now is like QB 3 or 4. Not a great look for him. We'll get to him in another episode. I feel like because you have contractually paid him so much money, you have to try to start getting the worth in terms of what you've paid him. Because what was the point of paying him if he's not going to play, if he's not going to perform and earn the rest of the check that he has gotten, essentially, if that makes sense. So the other thing with this is, in terms of Shedeur Sanders, I don't know if it's conducive for him to just keep being on the bench, because I don't think, as a young quarterback, if you get a chance to even get any kind of meaningful play time before you take over the reins, is a good thing, because we also just don't know what Deshaun Watson's going to look like in actual game time speed and actual regular season NFL professional football. We don't know what that's going to look like. But he does have the physical experience. He's been in the league for like 8 years. He's played at a high level. He's produced yards, produced touchdowns, produced picks, all the things that a consummate NFL quarterback has done. But I feel like you're holding Shedeur Sanders back by still keeping him on the bench. But the one thing that stuck out to me was 90% of the time when teams make their announcements in terms of who the starting quarterback is, or will be, those types of things, is they just kind of indefinitely say it, obviously, unless like an injury happens or unless they're up by 500 points, whatever that looks like. But Kyler Murray has been named the starting quarterback for the Minnesota Vikings. Obviously, Dak Prescott, Brock Purdy, Bo Nix, everybody has been solidified as the current and indefinite starting quarterback for their team. Deshaun Watson has only been named the starting quarterback for Week 1, which, to me, as a player and as a fan, tells me that this quarterback competition in Cleveland is still going on. But what I want to know is, what are they actually doing? Like, what is Todd Monken actually trying to achieve with just stating that Deshaun Watson is the starting quarterback for Week 1? For all that, you might as well have just said we're having an active quarterback conversation or competition, debate, whatever you want to call it. It's still active and there's nothing super solidified right now. Like, that's what I'm trying to understand with all of this entire thing. So that's just me. I want to know what your guys' thoughts are. So if you want to, go ahead and put them in the chat and we can go ahead and go from there. If there's anybody that wants to add to the conversation in its entirety, drop a comment in the chat, if you will. It also, for me, solidifies the fact that nothing is solidified, if that makes sense. Like, nothing is permanent. Like, you can get your spot as quick and as easy as you did, and you can have your spot taken away as quick and as easy as you did. So that's the thing for me is where does the entirety of this thing go for the Cleveland Browns? Like, and if I'm Shador, here's the other thing is outside the fact that Shador Sanders is Deion Sanders' son. Obviously, we know that that's a thing. He is polarizing in his own right, but he is also a good football player. Obviously, he's not the best. Obviously, still has things to work on, just like every other athlete, every person on the entire planet Earth. But now that you're in the NFL, where you got drafted doesn't necessarily matter. You are an NFL quarterback in Shador Sanders. You are on the Cleveland Browns. You are currently, right now, the number 2 quarterback. So you're going to get some of those reps at first team. You're going to get some of those looks, this type of, that type of stuff. My question, if I'm Shador Sanders, is if I don't start to get some kind of opportunity to showcase what I have been able to learn since I got drafted by being able to start, being able to have 1 or 2 games where I'm named the starting quarterback and I can showcase the things that Deshaun Watson hasn't, or re-showcase some of the things that I have been struggling as a quarterback. Like, you got to get those opportunities. And I'm not sitting here saying that Todd Monken is not going to do that, because obviously he's made a lot of changes already. Okay, yeah, I mean, outside of, trading Myles Garrett to the Rams in trade for draft picks and Jared Verse, which again, I'm still not completely mad at that trade. I just think that obviously having Myles Garrett on your defense kind of solidifies the fact that it's all, it's a different story when you have a Myles Garrett, but when you trade him for somebody that's very much like Myles Garrett in terms of size, build, all the things, it's it's like a catch-22. It's kind of like a catch-all. So either way, I want to know what you guys think. If you're still here with me, go ahead and tap the screen. Go ahead and share it out. Let your friends know. Let your family know. Come hang out for just a little bit. I got just about 6 or 7 minutes for some audience interaction, all of the things, if y'all don't mind hanging out with me for just a little bit, in its entirety. We're here talking sports, like I said, just chilling and having a good time, trying to see if my special guest is going to come back and say hello to me, as she would. I thought she was going to pop in, but I don't know where she's at. So if you guys want to chat, go ahead and drop something in the chat on both sides. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, if you just want to throw me a gift, if you just want to pop in and say hi, I would appreciate it. Okay. I'm trying to get 20 donuts right here, if you're on the TikTok screen. Hello, Amber. Welcome in. Hi. Mac Truck in the Morning-ish, the Mac Truck podcast, if you will. Again, presented to you by the Underknown Network and you guys. The folks, the viewers, the fans, the friends, sports fans, I appreciate you guys. Like I said, I'm always going to take time to give a shout out to my supporters, because without my supporters, I don't have anybody to talk to. I don't have anybody to talk sports to. I don't have anybody to have debates with and conversations with and all the things and deliver the news in a very non-professional manner while we're trying to become professional. And I'm asking Babe to send my child in here if she will. But yeah, like I said, it's presented to you by you guys. Okay, you guys write the show. I just talk it. I just speak it into existence, and a little bit of help of professional sports and all the things. So, how do I feel about my fantasy team? That's a great question. Well, I love my fantasy team, ironically enough. There are some things that I need to switch around on my fantasy team. And now that we're talking about it, I'm going to just pop over and read you the players, of course. And the first person I'm up against is J-Mac's brother. I love this for me. So here's a little bit of rundown. So for those of you who don't know, we had our network draft, network NFL draft on Sunday, six team draft. Got a lot of good pieces, actually. And I do my best to not pick a lot of my own team. But when it comes to my own team, quarterback, I got to pick Dak. Hi, boo. I do need you. You want to say hi?
Yeah.
You're You're so cute. Hold on. Okay. Say hi, everybody.
Hi, welcome to our show. It's
Oh my goodness.
It's a holiday time in the sing. It's a million time. It's a season time. It's a million.
Oh, we're singing. Good job. You gonna tell them to subscribe to you, Tannel? You got it.
Subscribe to my channel, Mom's channel.
I love you.
I love you too.
I love her so much. Hey, babe, listen. We gotta stop for a second. Everybody in the chat, write "Hey, babe" in capital letters because she loves when you do it. Just do it right now. Drop "Hey, babe" in capital letters. Listen, she's ready for On the Map. I'm telling you, my kid loves to be on the microphone. And like I said, and for those of you that were on here yesterday, like I she may want to on a microphone. She's very artistic, loves to sing, loves to dance, loves to draw. All things 4-year-olds do. I love this for us. And yeah, and listen, is my team really half Cowboys? It can't be. Now I gotta look. Okay, so I have Patrick Mahomes, Dak Prescott, Jonathan Taylor, Kenneth Walker, Amon-Ra St. Brown, CD Lamb. No, none of y'all was getting CD Lamb. I'm sorry. Y'all was not getting CD Lamb. I don't care if there's other people better. You're not getting CD Lamb. T. Higgins, Dalton Kincaid, Quinshawn Junkins, Devontae Adams, Ramondre Stevenson, Brandon Aubrey, and the Texas defense for my starters. There's only 3 Cowboys on there as far as the starting lineup. Then on my bench, I have Brock Purdy, Travis Hunter. Gotta have Mac Hollins. There's no debate there. Have to have Mac Hollins. Anybody with the name of Mac is a goon. Okay. And yes, I'm biased. Okay. Biased as hell. Travis Hunter, Mac Hollins, Deebo Samuel, and Christian Watson. So I only have like 3 Cowboys. Yeah, I have Dak, I have Brandon Aubrey, and CD Lamb. And I'm honestly kind of surprised at myself because I almost went for George Pickens. Okay. Almost went for George Pickens, but I'm like, no, let me not be too much of a homer. You want to say something else? Okay, what else?
Subscribe to Mama Mac's channel.
Subscribe to Mama Mac's channel. I love her so much. Oh, also, babe, if you want to come say hi to the people, please do. This is a family-friendly event. Oh, here we come.
I'll say hi.
You want to say? She just wants to keep saying hi. Okay, what else do you want to say, boo?
We have a tiny song, please.
You have a tiny song.
It's gonna say hi. I thank you this day. Good sky to Mama Mac in the sun. Good sky to Mama Mac.
That was good job, boo. Good. Listen, you ready for American Idol? You ready for On the Map? I love this kid so much. Oh my goodness. Either way, I don't have a lot of Cowboys, at least on this one. On my I have a fantasy league with a lot of my old teammates that I play football with. Some old. You're just okay. Oh my goodness. Hold on. Listen, sis. Let's before we break the fiber bracket. Okay, go ahead.
Coupon day.
Oh God, coupon day. Listen,
Coupon day.
she has an obsession with coupon day because her daddy is like a huge couponing fiend. Like we call him Coupon Daddy because that's like his hobby is like coupon clipping, and so she knows that coupon day is Saturdays. So that's like her thing now. Hi, Khaleesi, welcome in. It's her little heart is just so pure, and it just makes me happy as a mother, as a bonus mom, as a wife, as a spouse, as everything under the sun. Like I'm so proud of her. I'm so proud to be in her life. I'm so proud to just be able to watch her grow and watch her do things like that and make up a song about subscribing to Mama Mac's channel. That's what it is. I love this for me. Either way, back to our fantasy, just quick fantasy talk. Like I said, I don't have a lot of Dallas Cowboys on this sleeper draft. She's 4 going on 40. She is 4 going on 40. She is something else. She's a little spitfire. I'm not really sure where she got her attitude from, her mother. But that's fine. This is what we're here for. What's up, Nader Gator? Welcome in. Big shout out to Babe with the gifting and all the things. I appreciate you, my love. But as far as like I said, going back to my fantasy for with my old teammates and coaches, I do that team. I believe is like at least half Cowboys. That I can confidently say. In fact, I might just go back and look here really quick while we're closing out the show. If you guys are just joining us, we did have to start a little bit late, so we are going just a little bit late right now, but I am about to sign off for the day. Again, back here at 12:30 every day, 12:30 to 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Looking forward to possibly switching up our times by just 30 minutes or more one way or the other. So I'm going to make that group chat here tonight, and I need somebody in the chat to hold me accountable to do that because I keep forgetting every time I get home from work. So somebody would kindly remind me, text me, boot me in the head, and tell me that I need to create the Mack Truck community chat so I can get everybody's feedback. And because like I said, this is a community show. You guys build the show. I just talk about the topics and we interact from there. So somebody please remind me. I don't care if it's multiple reminders because I will forget, because when I get home from work, normally I'll harass my wife, all the things. And then once we settle down, I have to put this afternoon show out there for the playback. Then I work on the docket and all the things for the next show. And in that, I need to put together the chat. So I would appreciate it if you guys did that. Minda, welcome for the show. Welcome to the show. Thank you for joining us, all of the things. Thank you for the, yes, boo-boo.
I have a huge announcement.
You?
Yeah.
What?
Dolly Parton died.
What?
Yes.
Breaking news here on the Mack Truck Show. Longtime country phenom and legend Dolly Parton
is dead
has passed away at 80 years old. 80 years old. Yeah. Listen, boss lady just walked up in here and goes, I had a big enough list. I thought we hit the lottery or something. We did not hit the lottery. Let me see. Okay. Yeah. TMZ. Dolly Parton has died at 80 years old. Oh my goodness. Listen. Right there. And right there, if you guys can see it. Oh my gosh.
Oh my
That
god.
is, oh my gosh. That's crazy. Oh my gosh.
I can't believe she's...
No more books.
What?
I'm upset. Now I gotta listen to 9 to 5 on repeat. I have to listen to 9 to 5 on repeat for the next week.
Sterling wants me to say 2 words.
What's 2 words?
Coupon day!
Coupon day!
And subscribe to Mom Mac's channel.
Subscribe to Mama Mac's channel. Listen.
To Mom's channel.
To Mom's channel.
Subscribe to the Mom Brew channel.
Subscribe to the Mom Brew channel. Listen,
Yes.
like I said, this is a community and family show here. Honey doo doo. Okay, listen, I'm gonna go through my fantasy team on my other side because, like I said, I'm pretty sure I have mostly Cowboys. Dak Prescott, Saquon Barkley, David Montgomery, Jamar Chase, Nico Collins, Brock Bowers, Sam Laporta. I do have the Dallas defense. Drew Stevens, Bradley Pinion, and Kevin O.C. as the head coach for that. Hey, baby girl. Fernando Mendoza, Noah Fant, Kyle Manungai, Alec Pierce, Khalil Shakir, Mr. Washington, Xavier Worthy for the other one. So not too many Dallas Cowboys over there either. Thank you for the daily harmony. I appreciate it. I can't believe Dolly Parton died.
I know.
I'm sick over it. I'm shook. Listen, y'all, that's all we got for the show today. Go look for the playback later tonight. Make sure you like, share, and follow, subscribe, all things to the Underdog Network, all the shows. Make sure you're following my girl Callissi for all things gamer and streaming network. Make sure you're following JFlow for the exact same thing. Make sure you are repping the brand In My Bag Apparel and Customs. Make sure you're getting all your music links to On the Map to be exposed and to get on the show. Make sure you're, for all things mommy and wife life, subscribe to the Mom Brew Pod. Football.
She's watching football.
My daughter's watching football. Like I said, I'm breeding a linebacker. Okay, breeding a linebacker or a dancer or whatever she wants to do. Either way, make sure you tune in, share, and subscribe. All the things. We'll be back tomorrow, 12:30 Eastern to 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. My name is Mac Truck. I love you all. Does anybody else have anything to say before we pop out of here? If not, I appreciate you guys being here. Also, I dropped a video on this page about this whole the whole conversation about Dewana Bonner. I want to know what you guys think. I want to get some exposure with this. So tap it up, comment it out, share it out, all the things. Let's do it. Listen, my name is Mac Truck. I will see you tomorrow. Stay tuned and stay sporty. Green bean casserole sucks. If you like it, you have no taste in your life.